Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Ben, and today I'm going to do my wrap-up video for January, talking about games that I played this past week and games that I picked up in the last week or so. So, starting off with games I played a couple games solo, a couple small roll and writes. I played That's Pretty Clever, Gone Sean Clever. That's a nice little game. It plays up to 4. I played it solo just because it's so quick that way. But if you haven't tried it, it's a Yahtzee style game where you roll dice and you take a die, and whatever the color that die is, you put it into that color zone on your player sheet, and you score points according to the die face. And whoever has the most points wins. It plays about 20-30 minutes for 4 people. So it's an interesting little one, so worth trying if you have not already. Another one I played solo, I did a review for on the channel, and that's Welcome To. And so yeah, check that out if you have not already. It is another sort of roll and write, but this is a flip and write. So where you're flipping over cards and you are writing in numbers in a neighborhood. So you have a neighborhood board, and you are trying to write in numbers on your board you'll go building house numbers. You'll go in ascending order. So you don't have to have numerical order, but it has to be an ascending order. So you don't want to put a high number right in the middle and then be forced to play numbers that are too small or too big if farther down on the track, because you don't know what's going to come up next turn, so you want to be able to relieve yourself space, if that makes sense. It's a fun little one. There's a bunch of different thematic war expansions you can get for it. There's a Doomsday Apocalypse one, that's a zombie apocalypse themed one. It's a post-apocalyptic. There's an Easter one. There's a winter one I really like. There's Easter, like I said. There's a Halloween one. I'm blanking on all the other ones right now, but there's a bunch of different ones. There's also the dry erase pack, which I have, which is good. It doesn't come originally with the game, but you can buy the dry erase sheets separately, and that adds the replayability. Definitely worth checking out if you haven't already. Another one I play solo is WrapUp. I have a video on the channel of the app, but I also played it by myself solo. But it plays at 2-player cooperative, but it shines at solo play. This Onirum is a game where you're flipping over cards and you're going through a dream, and you're trying to alternate symbols on cards. It's hard to explain, but it's a real simple game. The best way to learn this game, if this style artwork appeals to you, then check out the app. It's a good solitaire game if you're into the solitaire sort of card games. This is definitely one to try out. One I taught at the game store was New York Zoo. It's an Uwe Rosenberg polyomino game where you are going around the board collecting animals, and you're also collecting enclosure tiles, and you are racing to fill up your zoo first before other people. And as you're going around the board, there will be certain mating spaces where if you have 2 of that particular animal in your zoo in a particular enclosure, those will make babies, and you'll get an additional one. And you are also trying to fill out each enclosure. Once you fill out an enclosure, you will empty that enclosure of all the animals in it, and you will get to take an attraction tile that could be either a roller coaster or a food stand, or something to help little small tiles that will help you fill out your board faster. It's a fun game. We played it at 4. I've also played it before at 5. I've also played it at solo, and every time I play it, everyone is always like 1 or 2, 3 turns behind. So it's really gets really crunchy at the end, and it's not a game that oftentimes people like run away with the victory on. It's usually pretty close right until the end. And then the last game I taught this week was Calico, my favorite sort of abstract strategy game. I talked a lot about this on the channel already. I also have another Dice Tower video coming out next week, hopefully, in which I'm going to talk about this game briefly. But Calico is going to be a quilt building game where you have this board that's a quilt, and you are going to be drafting tiles from the center on your turn, and you're going to place it in your board, trying to match different patterns or shape or colors. Because different colors, if you have 3 in a row of a color, that will get you a button, and 3, 4, 5 in a row or a specific type of alignment of different patterns will get you cats that will come lay on your board that will also be worth points. You'll also, in the center of your board, you will have goal tiles where you'll surround each goal tile with certain colors and shapes. Definitely one worth checking out. I'm glad this is more readily available now, Calico. And then now I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games that I picked up over this past few weeks. So I'm gonna start off with the ones I got from Amazon Warehouse that were kind of damaged. And the first one is Micro Macro Crime City. So that is sort of like your Where's Waldo sort of mystery game where you have a giant map, like table-sized map with a bunch of things going on, and you take your magnifying glass and your card, and you'll read the prompt and try and solve the crime. I'm gonna probably take this to game group this week and see if anyone wants to play that, because I know they expressed interest in playing that at some point, so we'll see if I get to that. Next, and the other one I got from Amazon Warehouse was Detective Modern Crime City, designed by Ignacy Trevicek. This is going to be a detective-style, like, crime-solving game in which you are using a tablet or an app, and you are going to be solving the crime, and you will be getting cards, and those will be used as, they will have prompts and clues and manuscripts and all kinds of different things, and you'll also be using the computer or your tablet, and on the website you'll be typing in different things, and it will show you different fingerprints, manuscripts, keeps track of all your progress for the game. And then after like 7 days of the game, you will have to submit a final report. And so I'm excited to try this one. It's 5 scenarios, so I have to find a group of like 2 people, 3 people that are willing to commit to the 5 scenarios. But definitely one I want to play. Right, now my big haul from the game store, 5 games. So I got Bang the Dice game. It's a dice version of the original game. Plays 3 to 8 in about 15 minutes. I don't know a ton about this, but I know that it's one of the better dice games out there. So I'm probably watch a video how to play this and then bring it to the shop to try and play this at some point. It's a really small, nice, compact, light game. So I'll probably have to do an unboxing and a learn to play on that. Next one is a silly sort of party game called Bunny Bunny Moose Moose. I don't know a ton about this, but I know it's a silly little thing where you are putting your hands in different ways, make like bunnies and moose sounds. And you are trying to match different cards. Not really much I can say about that. The next one is going to be Isle of Skye by Alexander Pfister. It's a 2 to 5 players, plays in about an hour or so. It will be like kind of like a sort of like auction style game where you are buying different tiles from people, and you're buying and selling tiles from people and placing them in on the board, and you're going to be scoring points based on different objectives. So I'm excited to see what this one's like. I've heard lots of good things about it, so hopefully it's pretty good. Now the last are 2 big box games. First one is one I've been wanting for a while, and that is Blood Rage. Eric Lang game. It's lots of minis, card drafting, lots of different scenarios. It's part Ameritrash, part Euro game. Where you play as Viking clans. So that's like a more like a Norse Vikings sort of theme game. It's this big game with lots of minis, and you're supposed to play it with 4 people. So it takes a little bit to play. We'll see what it says on the box for playtime. It does not say anything. I will have to look into that. But I will be doing an unboxing of this, and I'm going to try to get it to the table, but I know this next few months are going to be busy, so we'll see. But definitely glad I have this game. Blood Rage. The final one is an economic sort of game that plays 1 to 5. I think you want to play 3 to 5, I think is the sweet spot for this. It takes about an hour to 90 minutes, and has smartphone inks. It's a sort of economic games where you are in charge of running a multinational tech company and trying to promote your smartphones and have the most prosperous and financially viable smartphone company out there. And you're making all kinds of decisions of what kinds of phones and where to offer them and what prices to charge for them. So it's a sort of a complicated, I guess, sort of game, like medium weight, but it's one I would like to open up, dive into, see if I can get it to the table at some point. And so that is my wrap up for January. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.